Before the video starts, this is basically a video guide to like your first major tournament or first Evo or, you know, what you can expect. But I forgot a crucial detail that I have to say now before the video starts. Shower and wear deodorant. I promise, even if you think you can't smell yourself, people can, okay? It will make everybody's lives so much better. You will please shower and please wear deodorant. Hope you enjoyed the video. There'll be timestamps below. Tons of little tips and tricks that I've had over the past 3 or 4 years of going to majors. So hopefully it's helpful to you. And if it's your first major, hope you enjoy. What's up, you guys? It's PhiDX. And for most people, if you watch my channel, you're probably familiar with Tekken, esports, and things like that. But many people might be experiencing a major for the very first time. So I'll be talking about Evo 2024 since it's historically the biggest FGC major out there. But this will apply to any major tournament you go to. So I want to talk about how you can find when your bracket is, the kind of logistics of the pre-tournament stuff. And then I want to talk about like tournament etiquette and what you can expect at the actual event. And then finally, since most of my fans are also Tekken players, I want to talk about how you can approach tournament mindsets, right? Like what are different ways to think about tournaments? How can you play your best? And spoiler, nobody plays their best in tournament, but that's part of the competition. That's part of the fun. Hopefully we'll keep this quick. Let's get into it. So the first thing is StartGG is one of the most challenging websites to use, but it is the de facto standard for tournaments around the world. So let's first find out how to find when your pool even is. So I'm going to look up StartGG Evo 2024. We'll do it all the way from the beginning just so you can see it all the way through. All right. And even if you've done this before, I've done this a million times, I still find it kind of confusing. Let me zoom in a bit. And here we go. So this landing page has the home, obviously, tons of info here, pictures, stuff like that. Not really relevant. You'll want to start by clicking on your game. I'm a Tekken 8 player. All right, so there's 256 pools. So now that everything is settled, it'll have your actual pool schedule right here. And you can also click on my schedule, and this will give you the first match. So I'm at 10 a.m. I'm in pool A264. That's my schedule. But if you advance to the next round, you'll want to know when those matches are too. Or say you have a friend, you want to know their schedule, this is how you can find it. So say I want to look up PhiDX, for example. This search at the top, this will highlight your pool immediately. You can actually search multiple people. So I'm supposed to coach Lily Pichu, for example, and now I can see when her pool is. You can add multiple people. Maybe I want to see my coach. Wow, I don't even know his username. I'm fake. Maybe I want to see Tone play. Okay, he's at 8. He's at 10 a.m. also. So now I can build like a little schedule and see where everybody is. All right. This is where it gets a little difficult. So say I am feeling really confident. I think I can get out of my pool. When do I play next? So it says round 2 N245. I click here and I don't see any times, right? I have no idea when my next pool will be. This is where it gets kind of annoying. So how I like to do it is I open a new tab of the old brackets, right? And here at the tabs at the top here, you can start to click through the different rounds and see what the schedule is. So I'll cross-reference it with where my pool is supposed to be. So this is N245. I'm going to scroll down. So if I win, I play at noon the next day on Saturday, okay? Cross-check again. I'll write that down because, you know, we'll have to go to the next one right away. You should be able to open the brackets in a new tab. So if I win all the way, for example, super optimistic, R268. Great, so let me scroll down to R268 in this old tab. Okay, that looks like round 3. So I'll have to go here. It's really convoluted. It's not the best solution, but this is how you can start to build your schedule, write it down on a calendar. And that's really important because they are really, really aggressive with DQs at these super major events. There's so many people, so much going on, you have to be on top of it. Now, let's talk about what you can expect out of the layout. Now, Evo this year is at a new venue, so it's not going to be the exact same, but this will give you an idea of the scale and the scope of the event, right? So this is their recap video, and this venue is colossal, right? This is huge. Look at how many tournament setups there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 just like down this row, right? And each setup has like four stations, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know how they'll do it this year, but there's tons of setups. It's really easy to, well, they organize it, so it's hopefully not easy to get lost. But you'll have to take a big walk, all right? Some people said that you even have to do, like somebody said 30,000 steps in their first day or something like that. And that's just not counting the venue. Actually getting from the hotel to the convention center area is insanely long. So plan ahead. I used to set aside 30 minutes for my walk, but depending on where you're staying at what hotel, it might be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. I walk slow. It took me a while. That said, badge pickup is also something you have to plan for way in advance. So my understanding is badge pickup is available on Thursday, but you don't want to like say my pool's at 10, I'm going to get my badge at 9:30. Now the line is really long. So take a look here. They're going to actually show the line leading up to the ballroom. Again, previous venue, logistically they may have improved it since then, but it is, look at this. And that was just like one segment of the line, right? So this is like, it doesn't show it here, but this is half the line before it like turns a corner, right? I can't give an estimate for how long it's going to be, but it's so extremely busy. Plan ahead, go a day in advance if you can. Again, though, we're at a new venue, and look at how crowded this is. This is ridiculous. Also, my pro tip, by the way, while we're here, you might want a portable stool. So I'm not sponsored. I want to get sponsored. But SitPack is my preferred stool. It looks like this. It looks a little silly, but I bring this to all events and it saves my life. There are not a lot of free chairs. Look at this. Most people are standing except the people playing, okay? So get one of these or get a portable stool. It is a lifesaver, okay? People make fun of me. That shit is fire. Okay, badge pickup. Again, I don't know the details of where it's going to be this year, but that's a really important thing to plan ahead for. This is the new Evo Map. So last year and the previous years, the arena where they host the top 6 is separate from the venue. This time, it's all in one. I don't know what it's going to look like. But as you can see, all the tournament setups are mostly here. These are going to be free play areas over here. So there's going to be, I think, more casual games. They might run some side tournaments there. The arcade literally has arcade cabinets. You saw it in that little trailer or like the recap video. Tons of cool games. I think Riot Games is bringing some 2XKO setups. Tekken 8, the Bandai Namco team, is bringing some setups with Lydia in the newest patch. So definitely check those out. And I will be at the Chipotle Community Lounge. So I expect to be available for a meet and greet at like 1:10, 1:15. It'll be going on for about 2 hours. The timing is a bit tight because I have a Sajam Slam event. But please come and say hi. And even if you see me on the floor, come and say hi. I might have to run and might not have time for a lot of pictures or talking, but I love to say hi. I love to interact. These are the tournament setups. As you can see, there's a ton of them. They should be organized, like they're numbered briefly, 234, 233, 232. It should correspond to your actual Evo Start GG bracket name, right? So that's how you can find it. Should be straightforward. Food and water. So considering it's a big walk, it's in a convention center, we don't know the situation with food. Last year in Evo, I think there's no expectation of having food in the actual venue. At some tournaments, they have like a Red Bull station where like sometimes they'll mix drinks, but I don't know the Evo policy this year. So plan ahead to bring your own food and water. Granola bars are goated. I don't know how much outside food you can bring in. Granola bars are obviously fine. A water bottle's fine, but check the Evo policies to be sure. Yeah, that's really, really important. So actual tournament etiquette. All right. And then we're going to talk about the other stuff too, like the artist alley and the booths. But in terms of actual tournament etiquette, this is a big one. So a lot of people will get DQ'd, disqualified from their bracket by not showing up, right? Or not checking in with the right person. They might be there or at the wrong place. Don't let that happen to you. You spent so much money to get out here. Like, make sure you get there in time. Make sure you wake up on time, all these things. Las Vegas is on Pacific time zone, so plan ahead there. And here we go. So at every station, there will be dudes with clipboards. They'll probably be wearing Evo gear, so like look for blue jackets. Might be different this year. And they'll have a giant clipboard that has the bracket. So make sure you go up to them, say like, "Hi, I'm here for this pool. This is my tag. This is my my username," right? If you're not in that pool, they'll help direct you to the right place. And if you are at the right pool, just you can let them know you're there. If you're gonna go to the bathroom or anything, like stay there. There are people who play their first match and just leave, and then the bracket gets held up, they get disqualified. TOs don't really want to disqualify you, right? So they will be nice to you. TOs are generally really cool people. They're very patient, okay? And stay near your station. If you're gonna go somewhere, tell them, "Hey, I just gotta go to the bathroom real quick." It'll be really fast. Coaching, the policy for at least Tekken is, I believe, you have to designate a coach. If you're playing on any of these stages here, you're going to have to declare a coach in advance. The stage manager doesn't like people running up on stage and coaching, especially with this last like Mortal Kombat event where an unauthorized coach came up and like took the dude's headphone off mid-set. It was insane. So make sure your coach is green-lighted with the stage manager. Make sure, just in case, it's green-lighted with your pool captain. It's best to lay things out in advance. Button binds and equipment malfunctions. So in Tekken, don't forget to map your buttons. As soon as you sit, I know most people play on PC, your buttons are mapped, or PS5, and you just play online. When you sit down at a new station, hit the 2 button, hit triangle, hit Y, whatever your controller is, and change your buttons right away. Okay, there's no redos. There's no like, if you have to stop a match to change your buttons, that will count as a round loss. Okay, so be aware of that. Be prepared to change your buttons. You'll see it in tournaments all the time of the people around you. So pay attention, lock in, stuff like that. Equipment malfunctions. If your controller disconnects or it's an issue on your part, the Tekken rule set at least, and the general FGC rule set is you take a round loss for that, okay? Don't get goaded into like, oh, it's okay, you can have the round, things like that. Like, this is a tournament, it's competition, we're supposed to follow the rules. So you don't have to feel bad for taking a round if somebody's equipment malfunctions on you, okay? If you have, say, like an arcade stick that has like the PS button, like right here, this will open up the menu and pause the game, right? So if you have a lock switch, use that. I highly recommend it. It's okay to have a little bit of like, oh, I didn't skip this ending or whatever. Like, it's a tournament. Like, don't let anything like random happen to you, okay? Other things. Generally, Bluetooth should be off on these PS5s, but be aware that there are tournament situations where somebody else connected a controller, hit the PS button, and it opens up the menu. So double check with the TO or with the station yourself if you're familiar with PS5s, like turn off the Bluetooth, make sure controllers are disconnected, things like that. And if you play on a controller, be sure to disconnect your controller after. Yeah, and again, don't be afraid to take a round if something bad happens. Like, that is the rule set. You should follow the rules, right? There's no shame, there's no dishonor, nothing like that. Okay? And then be sure to report your matches yourself to the TO. Don't leave it to the person who you beat. They might misreport it. Generally, people are cool, but you never know. So go to the TO yourself, say, my username, PhiDX, won 2-1 over this person. Or I want, like, don't, a lot of people go, I won 2-0, like the TO's supposed to remember your name. They probably won't remember. So give them your tag, give them everything. And that's the main tournament etiquette. And then you just stay around, play your matches. If you proceed, the TO will give you, they give you your time to show up next time. And then again, show up early. It'll be hard generally to find warm-up sets, I believe. So if somebody's bringing a console or you have a friend, warm up with them. There's no guarantee at the venue that you'll actually get to warm up on the stations, and the monitors can be laggy, things like that. So prepare in advance, warm up if you can on your, like, even on a laptop. Anything helps, okay? Throw break warm-ups. You know, I got videos on those. You can check those out. Pop a like, maybe a comment over there if you use those. Anyways, so another thing is you'll run into a lot of pros, a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people. They're really cool people. And most FGC people have come from the perspective of they used to be just a player too. So they're generally really cool. It's really no problem to go like, hi, I'm this person. I just wanted to say hi. Can I get a picture? That's very, very straightforward. If you say it with a smile, you're chill. If they don't look super busy, totally fine. Some players will be standing with like headphones on or a bunch of people around them. You can play it by your senses in those situations. But if there's somebody just watching, just chilling, hands in the pockets, maybe no headphones on, doesn't hurt to say hi. And don't be offended if somebody goes like, sorry, I have to go, or no, I can't right now. A lot of players really, really want to win Evo, okay? So don't take it too personally if somebody's like that. They're just trying to focus. Me personally, if it's not like day 2 where I'm really locked into my bracket, I'm happy to say hi. So please come and say hi. I love it. I love interacting with people. I might not be able to have a long conversation, but let's get a picture. I can sign anything if you like. It'll be fun. Asking for casuals. If you see casual setups either in the free play area or there's a pool winding down, it looks like there's empty seats, don't be afraid to ask for casuals. Everybody in the FGC has come from a position of being an outsider wanting to sit down and play. Just go up, hey, does anybody have next? Or do you want to get some games? Very straightforward. And if somebody's being a dickhead about it, they're a one-off. Like, don't worry about them. You probably didn't want to play with them anyways, right? If a pro player is sitting down, they might have like a training setup or like trying to warm up for a match. So again, it might be harder to get games with them there. But trust me when I say that most pros, if they're free, most players, if they're free, they do want to play. Okay, so it never hurts to ask. You're not going to be like blacklisted or people aren't going to remember you. That guy asked me for games. Don't worry about that. As long as you're polite, you're chill, it'll be easy. You're there to play games. You should play games. Let's talk about the Artist Alley and booths first, and then we'll talk about watching the finals. So here, all Artist Alley. This is so fire. There's people doing like you could see it briefly when they walk through. People are selling artwork. They're selling arcade parts. They're selling here. This is a better way to look at it. This little freeze frame. So people are selling artwork. They're selling merch, memorabilia, a lot of custom stuff. It's a very, very cool place to be. A lot of the pieces are custom. They work super hard on these. And then on top of that, the arcade vendors actually have their own booths. So I am I'm tight with the ArcadeShock guys, so obviously I got to pitch them. The actual locations you'll see here. So there's like Hori, ArcadeShock D82. So yeah. D82 is over here. So ArcadeShock's gonna be here selling arcade sticks, joysticks. Some people sell pads and controllers. Lines get really, really long, so don't like try to cram it right before your pool. Set aside a good half an hour or an hour to stand in the lines. They're really, really, really long. And some merch is exclusive here, so you'll definitely enjoy that. Now, watching the finals, again, it previously used to be in a different venue. Now the stadium is over here. So my understanding is it's open seating, but that may be incorrect. My understanding is your badge gets you a seat. There's a chance that it's different, that there's reserved seats and stuff like that. But Evo historically has the most hype arena experience ever. I'm hoping this venue also lives up to that because it is, you don't want to miss it. It is so cool. The crowd is so loud. The bass when somebody just lands a combo is ridiculous. So definitely go to the venue if you have time to do so. I, off the top of my head right now, will probably be restreaming it from my hotel room. So I wish I could go to the arena, but I think that for the people who can't make it to Evo, I want to be able to do a restream. And I'll probably have some guests in the hotel room too. Hopefully there are people you recognize. There'll be people you recognize. Yeah, okay, and then that's kind of the main tournament stuff. Let's talk about, like, if you're actually playing in the tournament. Like, what do you think about? Like, what is your... I'll leave this running in the background while we do this, right? It's kind of a little hype compilation. Number one is everybody's playing worse in tournament. No matter who the professional is, remember, no matter how experienced they are, everybody plays worse in tournament, okay? So, do not go into a tournament thinking... oh my god, I have to play so clean. Oh my god, this guy's so much better than me. Go in there and try to rob people. Go in there and play the nastiest, grimiest. It's like a street fight in these tournaments, okay? When you play training sets with your partners, or you might have a coach, or you play online, it's a lot of clean, like think of like a dojo or like a training gym. That's the vibe there. You want to be strong technique, strong fundamental, stuff like that. In the tournament, you're on the streets fighting for your life. So kick people in the nuts, gouge their eyes out, not literally, I'm talking about in the game. Do everything grimy. Like, don't, if you're not traditionally a nasty player, right? That's speed kicks, what the heck? If you're not traditionally a nasty player, don't worry about it, right? Don't force it if you're not that kind of player. But if you are that kind of player, do not be afraid to lean into it. Don't like tighten up and clean up your play because, oh my god, it's Evo. I'm fighting pros. I need to be hyper solid. Don't play like that, okay? Send it. Go all out. If you're gonna lose, go and lose doing your thing, right? The worst regret is when you lose and you're like, I just sat there and I let him do everything because I was so nervous. You're gonna be nervous. It's gonna be scary. The energy is so different. But send it. Have a good time. Okay, somebody asked me in chat earlier, if you have unfamiliar matchups, how should you prepare for that? Well, unfortunately, the answer is you should have prepared for it in advance, right? There's not much you can prepare in the week, especially if you're watching this video now. There's not much you can prepare 2 days before Evo that's going to actually get you like competitively solid in an unfamiliar matchup, right? The best thing I can recommend is to play your character better. If you play in a certain way, maybe your opponent never even gets to show you how they play, right? They have to deal with your problems. That's the best thing to do. And if you lose to an unfamiliar matchup, it happens. It happens to everybody. Take it with you in lab next time. You know, there'll always be another tournament. Should one enter the tournament with a mentality of winning it all so he can try his best? or enter with the mentality of having fun, win or lose, so he can play without anxiety. This is so deeply personal. Some people need the stress to perform better. I know Tekken players who can't play well online because they can't just feel the pressure of the stakes. But if you put them in an offline setting, in a tournament that should be harder, outside of the comfort of their home, they actually lock in and play better, right? So, it's deeply personal. You need to know yourself. Maybe this tournament will help you know what kind of player you are, right? So for me personally, I like to go in and focus on my gameplay. I'm not trying to generate a result. If I produce good Tekken, the result will be more favorable than if I think I have to win this, I have to win this, I have to win this, right? So I'm a process person more than a results person. But that's not true for everybody. It really depends. I wanted to rewind because this little clip is actually really cool. So this is actually my teammate. My teammate is popping off here because I was fighting Knee at Evo 2023. This is a Brawl Pro video, but check out the beginning of this. So I actually land. Knee is rushing me down. I have the health lead, and I land a hop knee to launch him, right? And this combo does kill. He's so low. My character's easy. It's an easy combo. And so he pops off. Thank you, I'm Nako, for the sub. Appreciate you. So yeah, this is a really fun experience. Look at the stage. Look at the crowd. This isn't even the finals. This is just like day 2, right? So Evo is an absolute treat. If you're going, I hope you have a great time. If you're watching this in the future and you're going to a different major, it's still going to be really fun. Like, these tournaments are so insane, and I hope you have a good time. Last thing, I'll just show some pictures of the activities. So they have an Evo showcase. They do some like developer talks. You can see the pro players talk sometimes. This is the artist alley. Huge area, ton of merch. Save up, try and get some stuff you like. It's cool. Lots of casual setups for different games, different areas. Unreleased games. It says Project L here. It'll be 2XKO. The free play arcade is so fun. They got like Japanese rhythm games. They've got old Tekken games. It's huge, right? If you're a cosplayer, you probably know this by now, but they're a cosplay contest, and they're actually really, really cool. And then last thing I didn't say for the actual tournament, but everything is bring your own controller. Luckily, they sell controllers there if you really need one. But yeah, bring your own controller is the standard. And then last year, they had an arcade stick museum. I think Markman supplied all of his arcade sticks. And, well, I zoomed in and it went away. But it's a really, really cool event. And if you get a chance to see it, it's really, really sweet. So that's hopefully the end of my mini guide. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Leave a like if this was helpful. I know we went on for a bit of longer talk, but I thought if you've never been to a major before, maybe this helps you feel more confident. Hope you have a good time. And yeah, enjoy your time at Evo or whatever tournament you go to. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.